My dear students, a very good morning to you all. Today we will discuss about nitrogen fixation, part first. Before starting the topic, I would like to introduce myself to you all. My name is Dr. Preeti Mathur, Associate Professor, Department of Zoology, SPC, Government College, Ajmer. Now, nitrogen fixation, as the name indicates, it is the fixation of nitrogen. And generally, this fixation, generally we see it in plants. So, the role of nitrogen in plants depends upon major substance in plants next to water. Building blocks are the second, and then the constituent element are the chlorophyll, cytochromes, alkaloids, many vitamins. All these four are very important and they play important role in metabolism, growth, reproduction and heredity. In this slide, I would like to show you the sources of nitrogen. Atmospheric nitrogen, here the nitrogen is present in 78% of atmosphere. Plants cannot utilize this form. Some bacteria, blue-green algae, leguminous plants, they help in converting this atmospheric nitrogen into the useful nitrates, nitrites and ammonia. Nitrates, nitrites and ammonia. I repeat, nitrates, nitrites and ammonia. Nitrate is chief form which is found generally in the leguminous plants, and here some important bacteria and blue-green algae are also found. Amino acids in the soil. Many soil organisms use this form of nitrogen, which is in the form of amino acids. Higher plants can also be taken by higher plants. This atmospheric nitrogen or amino acids, nitrogen in the form of amino acids, are also utilized by higher plants. Organic nitrogenous compounds in insects. This occurs generally in insectivorous plants. Now students, what are insectivorous plants? Insectivorous plants are those plants which use insects in the form of food, which use insects in the form of their food. You can also give the example of some plants like Utricellus, Cladocera. These are the plants which trap insects for their food. So students, after discussing all these different types of nitrogen in the form of nitrates, nitrites, we can say that nitrogen fixation, what is it? It is the conversion of free nitrogen or atmospheric nitrogen into nitrogenous salts to make it available for absorption of plants. Absorption of plants. Now, there are various types of nitrogen fixation. Here you can see the diagram in which nitrogen fixation, it is done by two processes, non-biological and biological. Now again, biological process is again of two types, non-symbiotic and symbiotic. In this slide, we are seeing non-biological fixation. The microorganisms do not take place in this. This is found in rainy season during lightning. First, nitrogen plus oxygen. In presence of lightning, nitric oxide is formed. Two molecules of nitric oxide is formed. Secondly, nitric oxide plus oxygen, that is oxidation, then nitrogen peroxide is formed, NO2. Then nitrogen peroxide plus water, it converts into HNO2 and HNO3. Nitric oxide, and this is acid, nitric acid, HNO3. Then 4 atoms of NO2 plus 2 water atoms plus oxygen, it converts into HNO3, that is nitric acid. 4 molecules of nitric acid. Then calcium oxide plus 2 HNO3, that is nitric acid molecules, they convert into calcium nitrate plus water. Then nitric acid plus ammonia, it gives ammonium nitrate. And finally, nitric acid plus NH3, it gives ammonium nitrite. In my last slide, I showed you non-biological fixation. Now, in this slide, I want to tell you what is biological fixation. Now, fixation of atmospheric nitrogen into nitrogenous salts with the help of microorganisms. This is called biological fixation. Students, this fixation, which is done by the living organisms or microorganisms, it is called as biological fixation, and it is of two types, symbiotic and non-symbiotic. Symbiotic and non-symbiotic. The non-symbiotic fixation is carried out by free-living microorganisms, aerobic, anaerobic, and blue-green algae. Bacteria, special type nitrogen fixing bacteria, and there are various types. One is free living aerobic, that is Azotobacter and Bergeriaceae. Free living anaerobic bacteria are Clostridiums. Free living photosynthetic are Chlorobium, Rhodopseudomonas. And free living chemosynthetic bacteria are D. sulfobibro and Thiobacillus. So the Pilularia and yeasts are free living fungi. Blue-green algae are of three types: unicellular, filamentous, and again filamentous heterocystis. In unicellular blue-green algae, Gloithi and Cyancococcus. These are the examples of unicellular blue-green algae. Filamentous blue-green algae is non-heterocystis, and the very good example of it is Oscillatoria. Filamentous heterocystis, its example is Tolipotrix and Nostoc and Anabina. So I stop here. This was the last slide. After this, I am thanking you. I repeating my name. My name is Dr. Preeti Mathur, Associate Professor, Department of Zoology, Samrat Prithviraj College, Chauhan College, Government College, Ajmer. Thank you.